Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Happy Hour podcast. Of course, this is Ray here, and Scissor Fist is with me live on YouTube Live. It was supposed to be Tom Nutty and Socrates, but Tom Nutty forgot he had a comedy show tonight, and then Socrates unfortunately had to check himself back in to the mental ward. He's over at Franklin Square Hospital. You know, anybody who follows this show and knows anything that's going on with Socrates, you know, I'd rather him do something like that and miss being able to show up for his duties here than do something stupid like jumping off of an overpass and getting hit by a train. So
you got to take care of number one first, or you're not good to anybody. And like, hey, I'm not doing shit. I was just hanging out. I'm happy to be on here anytime you want me. So, you know, homie, I hope things get. I hope things are on an upswing for him. Like I said, I don't know the guy personally, but
yeah,
I'm rooting for you, buddy.
He's on a different medication. You know, every time I've been around him, he sounded pretty good. You know, he hasn't sounded out of it or anything like that. But no, man. I mean, it just it is what it is. And some people, you know, have a harder time getting out of the trench than what others do. And of course, our guest tonight is musician Baker Grace. So she's going to be joining us. And actually, I think that is pretty cool because we're going to have Baker Grace on. Of course, Matt, you do metal. You know,
beat down hardcore metal.
So it's great to have someone that does metal, but also someone that does, you know, her style music, you know, talking amongst each other as well. So, you know, you guys both perform, you guys both do the shows. Of course, I have the pro wrestling. One of the things later is going to be indoor shows versus outdoor shows that we're going to get into. So
are you talking about like, were concerts or wrestling or both? Or
like concerts, wrestling, whatever, just the comparisons of doing, you know, the trials and tribulations of an indoor show versus the trials and tribulations versus an outdoor show, you know, and that's just.
I'll save it, but of course I could. Our last show was outdoors.
Yeah.
You want me to save this for later?
Yeah.
All right, because I could go on a whole fucking tangent. I mean, not complaining about anything, just whatever. But there, at least for like as a fan. There's like something special about an outdoor. Like I remember going to an MCW event when they had it at that. It's like that Greek church. It's like Greek town. Yeah, right out there. And I was like, there's that neighbors. The neighbors are right across the street. And, you know, all those row homes right there, and like they have the overhanging roof on the front porch. So all of them were climbing out of their window on the second story and just sitting on that. And I was like jealous as fuck.
Yeah,
I was like, man.
I remember when I wrestled, and I think I brought this up before. You may have been on the show when I talked about it before, but we used to do shows down at JD Byrider car dealership down off of 8th Avenue in Glen Burnie.
Right down the street from my house. I can't hear you. I lost your audio, Ray. Hey, I can't hear. I can't hear you, dude.
Hey,
now you're back. Yeah, I lost your audio there for a minute. You started going into the story, and then you were going. And like, you're still talking, and I'm like trying to tell. I'm like, I don't know what happened.
Yeah, there's just cars like whizzing by, and we've seen so many accidents almost happen. Like,
right, that's an awfully distracting thing to put right out near traffic like that, because everybody's going to be like, "Yo, what's going on there?" You know. I mean, it's a good promotional item if they're trying to get people in the area. You know, the car dealerships always try to do stuff like that because they figure if they can at least get you on the lot, they can maybe trick you into buying something. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Without question. And of course, we're here live on YouTube Live. Of course, shout out to Jason. Jason, always our biggest fan. Each and every episode he tunes in. And what we're going to get into our new featured beer real quick. This is actually a one-off. Normally, we don't have a lot of one-offs, but I ended up buying a 4-pack, and the 4-pack ended up having it had 3, but it had another rando in it. And I'm like, this kind of, works out because Matt's not here tonight. So what it is it's by Checker Spot Brewing Company right here in Maryland, and it is called Fancy.
That's an awesome fucking name.
And on the back, it says brewed with a lot of cashmere, Idaho 7, and Citra hops for a citrusy, tropical, and juicy flavor. 7% alcohol by volume, 16-ounce cans.
So it's not an IPA or anything?
No, I don't think it's an IPA.
No, okay. I can't get down with those. Like the one thing I have like a bunch of friends that are like craft beer heads, and they've gotten.
I know it is an IPA. It says any IPA. So
I mean, I'd give it a shot. It sounds tasty, but like those are the kind of beers.
It has kind of a sour aftertaste. Like it has like a sour aftertaste going down, which isn't too bad. And I mean, that's the coloring of it. It kind of has like that, pissy.
You said it before I did. I was like, yeah, it looks like a nice urine sample. It might be might test positive for something. Looks a little cloudy. Have you been enjoying yourself on your time off of work here, sir?
Pee for me. Like shout out to Checker Spot. So actually Checker Spot will also have a featured beer the next episode, because the other 3 beers were by Checker Spot as also. They just ended up throwing Fancy Pants in. So make sure go out, grab some Fancy Pants. If you're in the area, check out Checker Spot Brewing.
Isolate that audio. just go out, get some Fancy Pants. I just said that.
Go out and wear yourself some Fancy Pants.
Where they brew out of? Because I know there's breweries all over the place, but
it said where the hell it was earlier. Does it say on the can? I think the packaging said where it was, but it does not say on the can where they are. I know they're local.
Well, you're swinging a miss on this plug there, Ray.
What we're going to do real quick is Baker is in the room, so I'm going to go ahead and get into our featured shot, which is Crown Royal Vanilla. Make sure to go pick some up. It's definitely a hit. Pairs well with Coke Zero and Coke Vanilla, so make sure you pick that up and do that up. So I'm going to go ahead and do this real quick, and I'm going to admit in Baker, and we're going to rock and roll with our guests. So cheers, everybody. Here we go. Put that down. And that's one of the only shots I take that I don't like go, oh dear Lord, when I taste it. So let's go ahead and get Baker in here, and we're gonna rock and roll right here on the
I like the Crown Apple's pretty good.
Yeah, what is it? They had Crown Apple, and I think they have Crown Peach as well. And
everybody's got a flavored something anymore. I mean it sells. So
yeah, what is it? It's what is it? Captain Morgan's. Captain Morgan's has the cannonballs. If you've ever had any of the cannonballs,
I've seen them. I don't think I've had one though. But I mean, it's a cool packaging.
Yeah, they're really cool. I like the packaging, and that's one thing. Like, I appreciate like a good like for example the can here. Like, I love that it's like a hand drawn thing. Like, it's.
I mean, dude, like with as many craft beers as there is out there, they come up with some wild labeling to try to make themselves stand out, and in the refrigerator or whatever.
Oh yeah, without question.
I went to the Eastern Shore yesterday with my girl to see her family, like a barbecue over there, and on 50 there was a brewery over there. I don't know what it's called, like Old Farm. I don't know. Past it, it's probably near Easton. The building was interesting looking, and it was a brewery, So shout out to them too, I guess.
Yeah, and I mean that's the thing. Like, craft beers everywhere. Like, make sure if you don't get out to any of those breweries, definitely go. Like, we kind of put like a little bit of a hiatus on our tour of going out to places because we were going to places all the time. Like, I bought like a 30 by 30 banner to fucking do it, and we did it at like 2 places, and then like we stopped. But I want to get like a better camera. I want to get a Bluetooth speaker where people can actually hear what we're saying and all that shit. So I want to be able to go in there and have it look presentable, and it takes money and all that shit.
Yeah, I mean, now as far as like if you ever get to do something and you need I have some gear you could borrow, but
okay.
Yeah, I got some dude, sorry man, I fucking ate. Anyway, I got like those the mics you see on like the Rogan show and every other podcast. Like I got like 3 of them. So like, and I used to have a podcast I was using them for, but not anymore. I'm putting my headphones back on.
And Baker, how you doing? Welcome to the Happy Hour podcast.
I'm good. How are you? Thank you for having me.
Oh, not too bad. Of course, I'm Ray. This is my guest co-host tonight, Matt. He's actually in a metal band called Scissorfist. So it's kind of cool because you guys are kind of on 2 spectrums of 2 different kinds of music. And one thing I was telling Matt about when we first jump started was, with doing shows, of course, I come from the pro wrestling background, is, you have your outdoor shows and you have your indoor shows, which are whole two completely different things. Like you have, your set of issues and your set of, with one or another, like with you, with comparisons, like, do you prefer outdoor shows over indoor shows or indoors over outdoor? Or is there, when you go to do one and you see one, you're just kind of like, well, shit, I know this is just going to be super hot because it's an outdoor venue. Like, have you had like any qualms with like either or with venues?
I like indoor shows just because it feels more personal to me. Like I feel like you can feel the energy in the room. Whereas with outdoor shows, it's just easier to be distracted and like the sound is never as good.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I stopped going to festivals. Like after high school, I was kind of done with the festival.
I used to do like, go to a bunch of metal festivals and stuff. And like, I still will, but like the multiple day thing, like I used to go to the barbecue down in Richmond every year. When Guar had their own festival down there. And like, you do the whole weekend, but like by on the way home, like from Richmond, it's just like, you're partying and then you're cooking, just roasting in the sun for like 2 days straight. And I'm just getting older. And it's just like, like in my 20s, it was awesome. And now that I'm like 38, it's like, are they playing a club show? I'll wait till then,
And there were times where I would have like wrestling shows and the canvas of the ring would be like probably 100 degrees outside. The canvas would be about 90. So when your body hits that canvas,
you're right back up. Right?
So have you ever had it to where you went out on an outdoor show and it was just so fucking hot that you were just kind of like, yeah, this sucks. And like, have you ever felt like you were going to die like midway through a show?
I don't know. I do hot yoga. Like I do hot yoga. It's like 120 degrees in the room sometimes. So I feel like I'm really used to it by now. So I never get hot. I'm like always cold.
It's the polar opposite from my fat ass. I played last Saturday. It was this is our third year on it. It was a Roach Fest. It's down in this like VFW in St. Mary's County. And it's like 20 metal bands. It's always a good time. And I enjoyed myself this time as well. But I mean, I think also it was just thick and muggy, and that doesn't really, it's not good for when you're, dealing with a bunch of electronic gear and wires and such like that, and I feel like you just have you're just more prone to having sound issues, like you were saying with that. And like we had a bunch of dumb issues. My mic kept cutting out, and like by the time it was over, I just felt like I feel great after a set, but there was like so many. It was like,
have you ever played in the rain? Like, have you ever like done a show where it just and my wife is a huge Swiftie, and this tour that this bitch has played in the rain at least 5 fucking times. An entire fucking, you see her drenched like rain. It looks like a fucking hurricane is going on. Like, have you ever yourself ran into a situation where it just started pouring down in the middle of the show and you're just like, all right, well, fuck it, this is what's happening?
No, I have not personally, but I would be down. Like I would. I love the rain. Like I'm the person like going and running out in the rain. It's so fun in Los Angeles because I grew up on the East Coast, and when it rains here, I'm in LA right now. Everyone like freaks out. They don't go outside. They cancel plans. I'm like, guys, it's just rain.
Yeah. My girl.
Where out on the East Coast are you from?
New Jersey.
Oh, okay. So we're in Baltimore. So rain patterns and all that are kind of.
That's about the same. Yeah, Jersey's got about. Hey, my girl's got friends, coworkers from over, and they came over here for some big meeting, and they were at like some outside, bar with like an outside deck patio, and like there was lightning and stuff going on, and all the Californians were like out there like. We don't have like they're like, we don't get thunderstorms like this, like.
Funny.
Now, Baker, have you ever been to a venue or anything like that where you walked into the venue and you just kind of looked around and you're like, is this really where the show's happening? Because I know there's been times I've went to wrestling shows and they were just like, you're booked on the show, this is the address, and I would show up and it'd be a car dealership or it would be a church or it would be like this old rundown theater, and I'm just sitting there, I'm like, is there going to be anybody in the crowd? Like, is it really worth me going out here and doing this tonight? Because like, have you ever had anything like that where you're just kind of like, all right, this is my venue where I am performing tonight?
I've definitely had shows where I was like, is anybody coming? Like, especially when I first started
Yep.
booking shows.
That's every show.
You never know. I feel like, especially after COVID, it's like harder to get people out in my experience.
Yeah,
So,
no, it's definitely true. Like there was like there's little quick bursts, like but like everybody was expecting this huge giant flood of returning shows like you've never seen before, and not like I think people anticipated. I think that like in general, like people, well, you told them to stay home, and then people made it so they liked it. And now, because I definitely did.
Yeah.
And, like, it's harder to get me out of the house.
Yeah. Did you do any of the virtual shows? I know that was a big thing.
No, because if you're doing something maybe softer or whatever, but like with heavy music, it unless you have like some big time, very expensive like production to make it kind of deliver. Like some of the bigger bands did some, and I heard that they were received pretty well. But if you're just jamming in like my basement where we practice, there's no way. If you were sitting in here, you could feel it, but it doesn't really deliver if I'm just sitting here with like a little handy cam or something.
Yeah.
It just, and we talked about it. There was even a venue that reached out to me saying something about like using their stage for like a show and like live streaming it. But watching other artists do it, and I'm not being a fucking hater at all, but like to me, it just didn't feel right. It was like, especially for like people that like that's their living, like they would do live streams and you could like donate money and stuff like that. I totally get that, but I have a real job. Everybody in my band's got real jobs. Like the music thing's pretty much a hobby. It's a hobby that somewhat pays for itself at this point, but I mean, we love, like, we do it for no other reason than we all love heavy music, and like I love going to shows. This is what I've been doing this shit since I was like 13. I haven't grown out of it yet.
And Baker, did you get into any of that when COVID was going down? Did you do it? Because like for me, like with wrestling, it was weird because they would do shows and there'd be no fans.
Yeah, like you don't realize how much you need an audience in pro wrestling until you watch it without an audience. I had to turn the shit off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I did a few, like I did like a benefit virtual thing or like a dog shelter. So yeah.
I'm a dog guy. So
I love dogs.
Yeah.
But it doesn't feel the same. It almost feels like super like self-serving. Like not that it is, because it's so not, but like I'm not performing for I'm never performing for my own ego, right? Like I'm performing because I really want to connect. Like that's always my goal. So to like, I guess it's just hard for me personally to feel that connection virtually. I know some people do, but I mean, talking to you guys is like different, right? Because they're like talking, but just like getting comments and stuff is like, it's just not this. It's not the same.
No.
Yeah.
Like definitely not. Yeah, you want to feel like if you have, like, I mean, we practice all the time and stuff, but like the main thing is like when you go out on stage and you're in front of people and like, are they digging it? Like, and that's when it's like I make the music for myself, but not for myself. Like, it's therapeutic to me, but it's awesome when like other people can connect to whatever to music. I mean, we're in two different worlds as far as styles, but I got respect for anybody doing the damn thing, because like it's a lot of work no matter what. People don't really realize that. Even if it's just gigging and stuff, it's a grind for sure. So Respect.
No, and music is music at the end of the day. Like I've never been like a genre person, like, oh,
Yeah.
I only like this or I only like that. Like it's so much to me about, is the person feeling it? Is it coming from the heart? Or, that's all I care about. I don't really love to listen to music that sounds like manufactured.
Yeah.
Anything that's
Yeah.
coming from the heart, I'm like, I'm
Yeah,
for it.
I'm the same way. Like even if it's like I'm a metal guy, but like it has its place. I can't sit on my aunt's pier and like throw a fishing rod around and have a beer or two while I'm just like like if you get like, if I lose a fucking fish or something, I'm gonna want to snap my rod in half and throw it in the water. You gotta put on some like old school like outlaw country or something. Like, I like this shit like that.
And of course, is American Dream Girl your most recent video that came out?
Yeah.
And it's funny because like a lot of your stuff like is very easy to listen to, which is great to have music that's very easy to listen to. And while watching the video, I noticed like throughout the video you have like all these pearls on. Like, do you know exactly how many pearls there were? Because I'm looking, I'm like, fucking pearls like are on that. Like you're sitting there, you have your dress and like you're wearing all those pearls. Like were those heavy? Like, because I feel like you're wearing all those and I'm like, man, like it looks like that it was a lot to just wear those things around. Like
it was hard because I had to stay like completely still because I was like playing a bit in that part. So it was actually like a workout because I had all these things on me, but it was, the whole point of it was that feeling of like constriction and heaviness is like exactly what I wanted to give off, because like that's how it feels when you feel like you can't be yourself, like that constriction. So I'm glad that like you felt that from the scene.
Yeah, and I mean also it's like with that video too, is at some point it shows you looking in the mirror and like you look in the mirror and like you're sad, and then at some point like it's like a forced smile in the mirror, and then also it's the kind of thing they show the scale too, and that kind of triggered my mind and made me remember, and I'm gonna say her name again, Taylor Swift. She had a video where she stood on the scale and it said fat, and I remember everybody got all
that's what mine says too, dude.
All up in a tizzy because it said that, and she removed it from the video completely.
Why? That's a very human thing. Like there's like people that battle with their weight, or people that have like body like where they over concern themselves with it. Obviously, I don't have that problem, but like I mean, I don't know. That's silly.
Yeah.
People are so shit. People are so silly.
With doing the stuff with the mirror, was it weird? Like, kind of like, how did that work? Like, was it like an actual like mirror? Like, did they just sit there and say, hey, have your, your regular sad face, and then you're making these other faces in the mirror? Like how did that whole, thing work with that?
It was all improv. Like, I just felt that, I've it was therapy for me. Like that was just going through my head all the times I felt that, trying to force a smile and pretend I'm this somebody I'm not. And so it was all very, very natural, that part.
And also you have a video that I saw called Pressure. And there was one thing that stood out to me in the Pressure video, and that's you're pouring cereal. And I'm looking and like the cereal's pouring. And like I'm looking, I'm like, is that cereal fucking CGI'd? Like, did they CGI the cereal like in that? Like, because
you mean how there's no hand?
Oh,
like no hand pouring it.
Oh, I did not even notice that. Like, I noticed the milk and I noticed the cereal, but like as you're looking, like the cereal's kind of exploding over. And I'm like, that cereal looks CGI'd. And I was like, I need to ask about that. So was that whole thing like CGI'd, and was it like CGI by like design? Like, did they kind of do that like kind of on purpose for some reason?
Well, we did not have the budget for that. It was real. We really spilled the cereal. But if you go back, you'll probably notice that the milk's pouring itself, and that was like a green screen glove.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I gotta look. I didn't even notice that the milk was pouring itself because I was looking at the cereal and I'm like, man, and it was really like almost like black colored cereal. Like I'm like
the Cocoa Krispies or something.
What's happening like here?
Was
real.
What kind of cereal was it?
Yeah.
I'm just curious.
Like I honestly I can't remember at all. It was like a fake brand because you can't use real brands in videos.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I ended up having to pay for the table in that video because I got excited and like climbed on the table at one point in the video, and then I guess I broke it. It was like literally the most expensive cost in the whole video was like having to pay for the table.
we had a show where a taller guy got suplexed at a wrestling show, and his foot hit like a $850 chandelier that was hanging over the ring, and they told the promoter, like, hey bro, you got to pay for that. And he was like, I ain't paying for that. So we never wrestled at that venue ever again.
Was it,
he didn't pay for the chandelier.
Was it Michael's?
No, it was the fire hall in Bowley's quarters. It was,
never mind. I think I was like, oh.
And then you had a video called Bottle of Wine, which in that video, at some point there's a hand that comes out of the computer screen. And the hand comes out, and me, like, I'm a twisted bastard as it is. So I'm sitting there thinking, and I'm like, if I lived in a world where things could come out of the screen, some of the things that I watch, if things could come through the screen and someone were to say, what are you doing to your laptop? And it's just like, Mom, you're not supposed to be in here. Get out. So the hand comes through the screen. So I'm guessing that was kind of like more of an effect type thing. Like if you were ever doing anything on your computer and things started coming out of the screen, like, do you just go with it at that point? Or are you like, no, dog, I'm out. Fuck this. Screw this laptop. I'm out of here.
I'm out of here. I'm not playing with that stuff. I'm like super.
Like I think with me, I'm just gonna be like, I think I need to have a beer or whatever's going on here. Like, obviously this is trying to, especially if it like comes out and it's like touching my face or something like that and all that stuff. It's just, and then you just see me just slowly ease in, like, and it's like, oh no, what's going on here?
I mean, that's the future though. Like, they're gonna have stuff like that where it's like things, whatever, and then they're gonna have like sensory things that make you actually feel it, and then nobody's gonna leave their house because
it's gonna be just like Wall-E. We'll all be You ever see Wall-E? Like Wall-E's a documentary. I
mean, that's the way it is with VR. Like, I'm not sure if you have a VR headset or if you've used one, but the VR shit is insane. Like, it literally is. And I heard that they're actually coming out with like arm/hand gloves to where like you can feel stuff. Like if you have like combat in a game and you like punch something, you kind of feel the pulsating of punching. And I mean, I said before, I was like, look, you do that for VR and you do it for the VR sex stuff. That's going to change the world. That's going to change the world.
We will stop procreating.
Really bad for relationships. Like, no one's gonna feel the need. Like, why have a person who has issues when it's gonna cause problems.
He's cheating on me with his VR headset. God damn it! And Baker, out of all the videos you've done, are there any that stand out that are your favorite? Like, are there any that you've done that were your favorite for like any reason in general?
There's one where I did like an interpretive dance.
Okay.
It's called Shake the Earth. And that was probably my favorite one to like make because I love dancing. But I really do like American Dream Girl too. Like, it's like the first song off my EP that's coming out in the fall. So it feels good to be like, like moving forward. It feels like super current, like for me right now. So
yeah. Now you started if I'm wrong, let me know if I'm wrong. You started around, I think, 2019, I think, something around that. Like, is that when your first album came out, 2019?
Yeah, kind of. Like, so I released music under a different name with like, I recorded it with my dad in our basement when I was like 15, 16.
Oh, so you have like a vault. She has like a vault of stuff.
Yeah, well, I mean, I had, like when I was I didn't I didn't have a band that like was successfully together until I was in my fucking 30s. I tried it when I was like out of high school, but it's amazing how flaky grown men can be about just wanting to like get together and practice once a week for something that they say they want to do. I might have said this on this podcast before, but I'm going to say it again. It's truth. It's truth.
Yeah, it's like I always thought it'd be nice to have a band, you know, because you always like I'm alone a lot, like, you know, but
Right.
then it's kind of nice too because like you can trust yourself. Like I know I'll get stuff
Yeah.
done.
Yeah. I mean, like I love my bandmates and all, you know, but like I'm sure like being a solo artist, you could definitely move yourself along sometimes, you know what I mean? Where like with a band, there's always gonna be a level of, you know, is everybody on the same page? Is somebody not feeling this? Like, you know, stuff like that.
And of course, Baker, I'm not sure how much Eileen and all them told you, but of course, this show, we're not like most other shows. We're not, you know, regular typical question answer show. We get into a lot of gimmicks. We have games. We have all kinds of other stuff.
This has been the cleanest episode I've ever been on, because normally this is a goddamn fucked up train wreck. Baker, you're getting like I'm not taking it there because I you know, but like usually it's. I mean, last time I was on here, they were talking about some grandmother that got killed, and then like they were cooking her fucking body parts and shit. And this happened in Maryland.
They were grilling grandma.
Yeah, and that was But he usually also has a bunch of like, you know, people. You know, porn stars and shit, and like these just messed up people in a good way. But like, you know,
but I'm sitting there. I'm like,
we've kept this very PG. You know how hard it was for me to keep my mouth shut when we were talking about pearl necklaces.
And Baker, so what we're going to do is we're going to get into a video that I saw earlier on into the week, and there was a guy. I'm not sure if you've seen it, but he tried to rob a nail salon. And it went horribly, horribly wrong. Like he basically walked in and it just didn't go his way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull up the video and we're going to watch it and just watch how this just goes south on this guy instantly. So this was the video, and I saw this via TikTok last week. So you see everybody's just kind of chilling here in the nail salon. And then dude's just going to come in. And I'm not sure if he has a candy bar in the bag or what, but this lady's just kind of like, yeah, bro, can I?
Nobody looks scared of him, though.
Yeah. Like, I feel like the Chinese guy behind the counter is just about to, like, whoop his ass. Like he's just walking.
Oh, my God. These dudes punked this motherfucker. Oh, my. He got punked as shit. I've never seen people just sit there and relax and stay so calm.
Yeah. Like he's looking around confused, like,
nobody's scared.
He just strolls out. I'm just like, and the lady outside's like, "What are you doing? Like, get out of here, bro!" Like,
well, I think that they were just calling his bluff that he didn't have a gun in that bag.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Like, so if you were to walk into a nail, and of all places, why would you try to rob a nail salon? Like, how much money can a nail? It didn't even look like that big of a nail salon. I don't go to the nail salon. I don't know. My wife goes all the time. I don't know how much money they could possibly carry in there. But if I'm going big, and I'm going to the bank. Like, that's where I'm going. Like, and I mean, like at that point, like, what do you put in the bag? Like, I mean, I don't know. I would at least like put my cell phone or something that has kind of like a point edge to it, to where it looks like it's some sort of gun or some shit like that. So Baker, let's just put it in these terms. If you decided that one day you wanted to turn to a life of crime and you wanted to rob a local nail salon, what would be your fake weapon of choice that you would put in and say, give me all the money out of the register from, you know, the local nail salon?
Take like a water gun or something, like a BB gun.
Yeah, that would make sense. Like, at least it's something that has like a little bit of something that you look inside of there and you're just kind of like, man, like.
Yeah, like at least that. I mean, because like you can get a little hand BB gun or something. I mean, they look, you know, if you don't like know a whole lot about guns, it looks real enough, you know.
I feel.
Or just like holding here, you know, like even if there's nothing there. I don't know why I feel so bad even talking about this, but like who keeps anything in a little bag? Like no one.
Yeah, like
It's
if
like-
you walked in with a
But
40 in a plastic bag, like I just went to the liquor store, I got a 40, give me your money. And it's just like, bro, what I feel like this isn't the first time this happened to him at this nail salon, like because the Chinese man was just on the phone the whole time.
Yeah, he ain't give a
Not giving
fuck, dude.
shit.
Like,
And he's just like, oh, Gerald's back again. This is the third time this week Gerald has walked in here. And what do you want? You want some nails? I'll give you some nails. Like, is that what you want? Like, I mean, what happens if he's like,
Yeah.
fill the bag? And then he gets home and he looks in the bag and it's like all these fake nails and polishes and shit like that. And he's just like, the fuck am I going to do with these now?
What's funny though is like I liked Baker's idea of like with the holsters, like just kick the door open like you're getting it coming into like an old West saloon. This here is a robbery. Stick him up.
And I mean, it's surveillance, so it didn't have like any sound, which kind of like, kills it a little bit. But it looked like he didn't even really say much. It looked like he just kind of walked in and he had the bag and he's just like, all right, look.
And it didn't look like a single person like yelled, and especially like, it was like 4 females up front. I'm not, you figure like you get a kind of reaction, but like those are some hard chicks. They didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, that dude could have easily got his ass whooped. Those women look like that they were not playing.
Yeah, they're like, go ahead and try something, dude. Like we don't buy this bluffing ass. Plus, like if you're already walking in there and gonna rob the place, why wouldn't you flash your firearm?
Yeah.
Like, why would you have your hand? You're already that deep in it. What difference does it make?
So put it this way. So if you guys were to, so now what we need to do is we need to have Matt and Baker do a collab, like, and do a song about this poor man who tried to rob a nail salon and it just failed. And that's the whole thing. And you just hear Baker's sweet voice in the background. You just, at some point, you just hear Matt go, as he's being asked the establishment. And yeah, like, it's just completely what the hell.
Or walk in there with a guitar case, man. They'll think like what was that Desperado, the Antonio Banderas movie from back in the day.
Yeah.
Like, I got a bunch of guns in this here guitar case. Don't test me.
Like he just walks in and he's like, I have a hand grenade. And they're like, really? Okay.
That'd be funny if that's what he announced instead of like, trying to act like he had a gun. I got a grenade in this bag.
I have 6 graham crackers in this bag. Give me all the money.
Oh!
No, it looks like he goes in there like it's like a routine. He does it every day.
Yeah,
he tries to rob.
Oh, that's just crazy, Larry. He tries to rob this nail salon every week.
They see him parking and are like, oh man, there's
here he goes again. He's going to try to make himself feel tough.
Yeah, he's paying the meters. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Like, I feel like that's the kind of guy, like, if you go to Audi, like, I don't know if you have Audi out in Los Angeles, but when you go to Audi, they have those carts where you have to put the fucking quarter in to get the cart. Like, I feel like he looks like the kind of guy that stands out there and tries to take all the quarters out of the carts. And
hang on, Ray. Let me translate for the home audience. When Ray said Aldi, he was saying Audi.
Yeah, Audi.
They're like, it's Aldi. It's a grocery store. Audi is a vehicle, and I'm sure they have plenty of those in LA.
Well, you know what's funny? Weiss
He's fucking bald. I think it's
started doing that. We went to Weiss today, and Weiss had their carts like that.
I think it's pronounced Wise.
Fuck, Weiss, Weiss, whatever.
Have to pay to get a shopping cart.
Yes.
You get your quarter back though. Like if you bring it back up, you attach a chain. You slide the quarter in there and it unlocks a little chain. You do your shopping, you unload your groceries. When you put it back up there and you pop the little chain back into the handle, the quarter comes back. So that way they don't have to pay it for a cart person outside. Yeah, and also it keeps people honest and that they're taking their fucking carts back, which I like anyway.
I'm not honest because
you waste a quarter just to keep your fucking cart out in the parking lot.
No, because you see the life hack for that is if you have a house key that you no longer use, the house key is the same circumference of a quarter.
Well, I mean, if you don't have a quarter,
you're still into that, and you can have yourself a cart. That's what I did yesterday.
Did you return the cart though, Ray?
I had to have one of the employees hook the thing so I could pop my key out. So I could go home with my key because I was like, yeah, I stuck this key in here because I didn't have a quarter. And they're just kind of like, you son of a bitch. But of course, here in Baltimore, you have all the homeless people going, hey, can I have your quarter when you're done? And like that, like it's not like they walk.
Oh, yeah, hanging out by the Aldi.
They pop out of bushes and they're like, hey, you got a quarter? And it's like,
hey, let me have that.
I'm trying to load my ice cream. Like, chill. Like, what is going on?
Never heard of that before. That's crazy. That's like a lot of work to get a shopping cart.
Yeah,
It's where the poor shop. Because like I like Aldi. It's cheap. It's a German. It's like a German owner or whatever. They got them all over the place up here. You got to bag your own groceries and shit too.
Yeah.
Like they just ring it up and put it back in the cart, and then like you have to bring bags with you, or if you buy their bags, which their bags are dope as shit, but they're 10 cents a piece.
Yeah. Well, you have to do that. Actually, where Baker's from in Jersey, Jersey doesn't have plastic bags no more.
Yeah, Maryland's getting slow. Yeah, Anne Arundel County's about to get rid of them, which is fine with me. I like there's a I mean, the little paper bags, at least they're biodegradable. I'm all in favor of anything that keeps like more plastic in the out of the ocean. So, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like how we got along fine as a society without fucking plastic bags. We can do it again.
At least do it like Trader Joe's. Like Trader Joe's has those nice bags, those paper bags with the handles on them. Like, you can sit there and carry like 4 Trader Joe bags compared to like just the bags where you have to like put them like this. And I'm just kind of like, yeah, I don't feel like fucking carrying this. This isn't going to happen. So Baker, what we're going to do is on this show, of course, this show is a little, mature audiences type show. We started.
I don't think she was warned ahead of time.
I found an article that pretty much had 800 different terms for the penis. And I did not know that there were 800 different terms for the penis. So some of the terms on this list, I'm just
Baker, I'm sorry.
how
It's okay. I look like a baby, so but
I'm like over here. I'm like, this is what you get for going outside your wheelhouse, Ray.
I feel bad because sometimes we get guests on. I'm like, I hope they were told that we're kind of like a Stern type show, like we're very like TV MA, and I kind of like easily kind of like I'm like, all right, well, I'm gonna start off slow and I'm gonna get into our gimmicks and we're gonna see what happens because this show is kind of like no holds barred. But here's the terms that we've came across for some of the other ones. So of course we're on terms. Let's see. Okay, so we're on 15 through 20. So, and let me know if you guys have heard any of these terms. Term number 15, I'm sorry. We are on 11 through 20. So one is a banana. I've heard banana before. A banger. That makes sense.
Yeah, English sausage.
A baseball bat, a baton, and a bayonet. So I don't think I would ever I'm not sure if I want to sit there and look at someone and go, "Hey, look, yeah,"
but like these are just like kind of like I figured we'd be hearing more interesting terms, not just phallus like objects.
No,
you know what I mean?
These are in order. I'm reading them in order. Like we had one last weekend. It was a ball-headed giggle stick.
There you go. That's better.
I mean, there's all kinds of weird terms on here, but I'm trying to do them in order. And I don't think I've ever sat there and looked at someone. So Baker, let's say you're getting ready to get intimate with somebody, and they just look at you and they're like, "I'm going to stab you with my bayonet," and you're just sitting there looking like, "What are you trying to relay to me right now?" Like I don't understand. Like, is that an instant like, bro, you need to leave? Like, I don't know what's going on here. What are you trying to? Because my wife would really
know
be
the person. Do I know the
person? No, I know. Yeah, so it's not. You're not being approached by a stranger.
I don't know if you're dating anybody or what. Let's say it's someone you've been with for a long time, and they just come in one day and they're like, "I'm gonna stab you with my bayonet," and you're just like, "What's happening right now? Like, what is this? Is stabbing you with the bayonet going to be a get out of the bedroom? Like I'm done with you type term?"
I think it depends on my mood, Depends on the day. Definitely days where I'd be like, just shut the F up. But
So Baker, what we're going to do, we have a series of games that we play. So what we're going to do, we're going to take a quick break. Going to probably be about 4 minutes or so. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to play some ads from some of our friends. Shout out, sponsors, friends, all that stuff. So we're going to take a quick little break. And when we come back, we're going to get into a game segment called Ode to Humanity, where we're going to play a series of games. So what we're going to do for those of you here on YouTube Live, we're going to get a quick break. play some videos from some of our friends, and we'll be right back here on YouTube Live with Baker Grace, right here on the Happy Hour podcast.
Baker, my sincerest apologies.
But with a heart on.
Hello, my name is Bubba Almany. I am a bodyguard who has been in the security industry for over a decade. My team and I offer a variety of security services that cover all aspects of security operations. We have secured some of the highest profile clients and largest events in the world. Should your situation require armed protection, we have the ability to carry in all 50 states and U.S. territories. Not only do we have the latest security equipment, we also have world-class training. We look forward to assisting all of your security needs by bringing you the finest and most dedicated security personnel available. From the Office of the President of the United States to local county and state dignitaries, my tactical dignitary protection officers are the tip of the spear in this extremely competitive industry. Let my highly trained staff protect the asset today. We can be contacted via the email and number below. Thank you.
Don't tell me let it go. Yeah, woke up on a Sunday, thinking it was Monday. Can't remember last night, I just remember one play. The model on the runway, searching for the one thing. I'm just trying to kick back and maybe have a fun day. Don't tell me let it go. On the road, at the show, just for show. When you only feeling down, you let me know. Don't tell me let it go. On the road, at the show, just for show. When you only feeling down, you let me know. Like a model on the runway, searching for the one thing. Can't remember last night, but I know it was a fun day. Woke up on a Sunday, thinking it was Monday. I wanna do it all again. Remember just that one day. Don't tell me let it go. On the road, at the show, just for show. When you only feeling down, you let me know. Don't tell me let it go. On the road, at the show, just for show. When you only feeling down, you let me know. Don't tell me let it go. Had to ditch you 'cause I had to get my time right. Feeling so good, see my pictures in the spotlight. You know it's through, you messed up too. Whenever you call, it's not going through. And now we're rocking at the show up in the nighttime. Feeling so blessed, like an ivy from the lifeline. I'm up.
Make sure you check out our friends located over at Hysteria Brewing Company. They are at 9570 Burger Road, Suite J in Columbia, Maryland. Make sure you pop out, say hey to Ty, and try their featured brew, Trash Panda, along with all the other crafted brews they have. And once again, that's Hysteria Brewing Company, 9570 Burger Road, Suite J in Columbia, Maryland. See you guys there. Derek Sharp, the owner of Curtain Jerker Designs, who does an amazing job. I'm blown away every single time, and his speed that he has getting everything back to us is immaculate.
Hit up Derek with Curtain Jerker Design.
Look no further than Curtain Jerker Designs. Make sure you hit up Derek.
Derek Sharp, man. Hey, just want to say thank you for the posters, all the hard work you put into, man. We really appreciate you, man.
A shout out to Derek Sharp from Curtain Jerker Designs. Yo, dude, just want to say, this poster, off the hook.
Hey, what's up, players? This is Hall of Famer Teddy Long, and I want to give a big shout out to my man Derek over there with Curtain Jerkers Designs.
If you are looking for the best graphics, the best designs, look up Curtain Jerker. I do.
Curtain Jerker Designs. That's who I use for any of my graphic designs, and you should too.
Thanks, Curtain Jerker Designs.
Big old shout out.
Hey, this is Caitlin Bell, and you're watching the Happy Hour podcast.
This is Pauline Irene.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Happy Hour podcast. Of course, we're here on YouTube Live, Baker Gate.
YouTube.
And we're going to get into our game segment. So, Baker, we got a little bit into, some of the more mature audiences stuff. A lot of these games, you may have played some of these games before, but these games are kind of off the chain. We're going to start it off with Super Fight. Have you ever played Super Fight before?
No.
Okay, so super fight. Pretty much what it is it's a person card, a power-up card, and a weapon card. So what we're gonna do is you're gonna choose either myself or Matt to partner with, and we're gonna argue out who we think will win the fight. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna have whoever is in the live stream decide who the winner of that fight is. So Baker, who do you want to team with for super fight? Myself or Matt?
I guess I'll team with Matt.
All right, so Matt. So you're going to team with Matt. So Matt, of course, there's 2 decks in this. Do you want deck 1 or deck 2?
Deck 2.
Deck 2. All right, so deck 2. So you guys,
I don't think I've been on here when we played this one before.
You've never played this before?
I don't think so. No.
So all right, so this one is if you guys have ever seen the show Dexter. So it's Dexter. With a high school marching band in a blimp. Dexter with a high school marching band in a blimp. So he is going to fight a dragon with long metal claws that pop out of its hands that can kill you with a kiss. So
who's got which one?
What's up?
Who's got which one?
You guys have Dexter with a high school marching band in a blimp. So how do you guys think that Dexter and a high school marching band would defeat a dragon with long metal claws that pop out of its hands that can kill you with a kiss?
It wouldn't. I mean, that's why I was like, all right, like who? Like, are you the person? Like, but yeah, like, no, dude, we're getting our ass whipped.
I mean, I don't know, because if a dragon can kill you with a kiss, I'm guessing that if Dexter has a high school marching band, they have a lot of instruments. So if the dragon kisses the instruments and then they use those instruments as weapons, if they hit the dragon hard enough with that, would it be able to kill the dragon with its own kiss if they use the weapons? Like I kind of look
at Ray, I don't know how the fuck your brain works.
What's up?
Isn't Dexter in a blimp?
He is in a blimp.
Yeah, but what good's the blimp doing? Is what he's gonna like hang from it by his feet with swinging a knife around? It's a dragon, bro. It's over.
The marching band distracts the dragon, and then Dexter flies in a blimp. With a knife, and
he like dives off the blimp. It's like that. I like the way she's thinking. See, there's a way that it can happen. And of course, shout out to the creators of Super Fight. This is the way that the game goes. But I like that because I mean, obviously the dragon he can kill with a kiss, but it depends on how big the marching band is.
Yeah, but can he kill with like a fire breath and biting motherfuckers and add too?
But
like
it doesn't say anything about a fire. Like it's probably a fireless dragon.
Yeah, but what? I mean, most dragons that you ever hear about, like they breathe fire, they can like bite you in half and shit. So like, yeah, it can kill you with a kiss, but why? I mean, like, why would it even get to that point?
What if it's like a pussy dragon? Like, what if it's not like a regular like Game of Thrones type dragon? What if it's like a baby dragon and then he's like sitting there? I mean, I don't know. Dexter has done some amazing things.
Like, is it like Puff the Magic Dragon?
It might be Puff the Magic Dragon. Yeah.
Yeah, it depends how smart the dragon is. Like, if it's a stupid dragon, I think Dexter would win.
So what we're going to do is we're going to leave it up to the live thread. So live stream, we're going to get into the next game and then let us know who you think would win this super fight, whether it will be a dragon with long metal claws that pops out of its hands and can kill with a kiss, or whether or not it's Dexter with a high school marching band that are in a blimp that will win this week. So just let us know that. And what we're going to do is the next game is called Extreme Personal Questions. So Baker, there's 2 questions on the card. There's question A and question B. So do you want question A or question B?
Question A.
Question A. So question A is, what is your most unique addiction? Your most unique addiction? Like, is there anything that you're addicted to that is unique?
I don't really think so. Maybe like music would be my most addiction.
Yeah. Like I think mine, like when you look at it, like me and my wife often spend a lot of time playing Pokemon Go. And like a lot of people are just kind of like, bro. And I'm like, hey, look, all right, I need shiny Charizard. Leave me alone. So I think that's look.
You're having fun with who gives a shit, you know? People like video games and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I play PlayStation and shit. I got a big collection of DC action figures, which is like that started during COVID though, man. And like I guess that's but I mean, you know, I'm not like selling my soul to get these things. Like, you know, it's not like man, well, I meant to pay the electric bill, but man, they just had these couple new releases I had to have. Like, you know, I feel like you're not really in a like, you know, it's not real addiction until you're like hitting the pawn shop.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do is the next game is gonna be Incoherent. So Incoherent is a big staple in this game. Matt has been here for it. We do yearly the HHPod Rumble, which we bring back 34 more guests. So pretty much I'm going to show a series of cards on the screen. They're going to be in Drunken lingo. And you need to sound out these cards and try to figure out what these cards say. So let me go ahead and get these ready. And then you're going to try to figure out exactly what these cards say. So all right. So this one's ready here. Let's go ahead and pull it up here. And Matt, you can help her as well. So there we go. So there's that. So what do you think this says?
Solitaire hack.
Yeah, and there's hints on the back. One of them is Bud Light.
I got it.
Throw it back? No.
Oh,
yeah, that's a solid answer too, but I don't think that's what it is.
And it says a cardboard case containing cheap beer purpose built for beer pong and flip cup.
I don't know. Do you know it, Matt?
I do. It's a 30 pack.
Oh.
It is actually, Matt, you are close. It is 30 rack, which
yeah, that's that country shit.
Yeah.
I've heard some people say it, but I swear like it's always been like more of like a hillbilly thing. I'm gonna go to the liquor store and pick up a 30 rack. You know.
And what do you think this one is? This one lately, I think since COVID, everybody's been wanting this. And one of the hints is every dollar counts.
A keel bay? Eco bay? Eco?
Kind of saying it without realizing you're saying it. It says the only gap wider than Michael Strahan's teeth, which makes no sense, but every dollar counts. So pretty much, let's say if you were at a job and you found out that Bob made more money than you did, you would want what?
I would want what?
Yeah, like let's say if someone did the same job you did and you found out they made more money, what would you want?
I got it, but it feels like that's even forced. You know what I mean? I think I got it there.
Say it.
You want me to just go ahead?
Yeah.
Go ahead, man. Let it rip.
I'm guessing equal pay.
It is equal pay. It is equal pay. And
but dude, that seems so I mean, I only picked that up because of the hints. But like, I was like, that seems like some of these, like, you know, it sounds like a drunk person saying it, but that one, like that, it felt like it sounded like it was leaning towards something fucking else. I don't know what, but
what do you think this one is?
Transformations. I don't know. Give me a hint.
This one says an Instagram ritual, a compelling justification to show off your before and after photos. I'm not
transformation. Something.
It is transformation. That's the first word.
You're close. You're right there.
First word.
Let's pretend you were reading a book. What would you call that?
Book.
It is a day.
Like what's in books?
The second word is a day out of the week.
Page. That's in a book.
You'll know when I say it. You'll know what I was getting at.
The second word is a day out of the week.
Friday.
Oh, never mind. I'm fucking it up. I have the wrong guy. I'm giving the wrong hint. Dude, I'm just leading her astray. Jesus Christ. Don't ever listen to me.
Tuesday.
It is transformation.
In my head, it was transformation story. And that's what I was trying to portray. And like, I had made my mind up that was the answer. Yeah. And then like, when you mentioned day of the week, I was like, fuck, oh, what am I looking at? And like,
all right. So this game segment is normally concluded by Cards Against Humanity. Baker, have you ever played Cards Against Humanity? Okay, so you know what you're getting yourself into with that. So of course, on this game, we can't have a whole deck of cards in front of you. So we consider it Cards Against Humanity roulette. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read off the black face card, and then you're going to choose a lucky number 1 through 6 to answer that card randomly. If you don't like that card, you get 2 rebuttals to choose another card. So the first one is, what is there a ton of in heaven? 1 through 6. All cards are randomly drawn out of the deck.
Or I pick a number?
Yep, just random number to randomly answer this.
3.
3. All right, so 3. So, what is there a ton of in heaven? The tiger that killed my father. So, you don't like that one. All right, so you want to use a rebuttal. So, all right, what do you think? 1 through 5.
4.
4. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so what is there a ton of in heaven? A bloody pacifier.
It's supposed to be funny, right?
Yeah. I mean, none of these are really landing.
Drawn out of the deck, so.
Well, you can rebuttal this one too and just get another one. I mean, there's no winner or loser here. It's just coming up with one. If you don't like it.
1 through 4 if you don't like bloody pacifier.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's up?
2.
2? All right, 2. So what is there a ton of in heaven? A real job with insurance, and your taxes are taken out and everything. That was good.
That was good. It makes sense.
Yeah.
So these last 3 are going to go in. They'll go to next week. So we're going to do another round. So this one is, the Japanese have developed a smaller, more efficient version of blank. What do you think? 1 through 6.
5.
5. All right. So let's see. 5. So 5. 5 is, the Japanese have developed a smaller, more efficient version of the shittier Jewish version of Christmas.
I would pick a rebuttal for the hell of it, but like that one's still kind of funny.
Are you satisfied with that one, or do you want to choose another?
Can we just see what another one is?
What's up?
I want to see what another one is.
You want to say what another one is?
Yeah, give her the rebuttal.
What number do you want?
1.
1. All right, so 1. So the Japanese have developed a smaller, more efficient version of unfathomable stupidity. So not as good as
the other one was better.
Yeah, not as good as the shittier Jewish or the shittier Jewish version of Christmas.
Do one more.
Here's your last rebuttal.
Yeah, let's do 3.
3. All right, so 3. So the Japanese have developed a smaller, more efficient version of Mecha Hitler. I have no idea what Mecha Hitler is.
Well, it's a play on like Godzilla and Mecha Godzilla.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Mecha Godzilla was like a giant Godzilla that was like a robot. So this in turn is like a giant robotic Hitler.
Okay, I could see North Korea doing that, but I could not see Japan doing that.
I don't know. There was some rough time. We're not gonna get into it, but World War II was pretty rough, man. Let's just say,
yeah,
they were pretty ruthless back then. They got 2 bombs dropped on them because of it. Hey, there's that movie that just opened up. They're making it. Yeah, I haven't went to see it.
Going head to head with Barbie. Barbenheimer is what's going on in the theaters right now. So Baker, we're coming up on the 1 hour mark, which is what we normally ask for our guests is 1 hour. So we're going to go ahead and let you get ready to get out of here. But before you go, where can everybody find you? Where can everybody find your music? All that good stuff.
You can follow me at Baker Grace Music on all platforms. And if Spotify, Baker Grace, Apple Music, everything, just Baker Grace. Just search up my name.
Okay, cool. And we appreciate it. And Baker, real quick, before we let you go, me and Matt are going to roll on for a little while longer. Would you just be able to do a plug for us real quick?
Yeah, what should I say?
Just say, hey, this is Baker Grace and you're watching the Happy Hour podcast.
Mm-hmm. Can I go?
Yep, whenever you're ready.
Hey, this is Baker Grace and you're watching the Happy Hour podcast.
All right, Baker, thank you.
Tremendous.
We appreciate it.
I just followed you.
And we have a couple of people in the stream saying that your music's amazing, and they shot.
She's got a lot of followers. Hey, kudos. Hats off to you. You're doing something right.
Yeah. So,
Thank you so much for having me. It was really fun.
Oh, no problem, Baker. We appreciate it. We're going to go ahead and let you go ahead and get out of here, and we're going to keep on rocking for probably about like another 30 minutes or so right here on YouTube Live. So, Baker, thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a good one.
All right. Thank you. All right. Bye. All right, so Matt, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and first of all, I would like to just apologize because I don't think that.
Yeah, she didn't have a fucking clue, dude. Yeah. Like, dude, she's got a huge, forgive me, I'm ignorant, but I don't like. She's not in my wheelhouse of like bands I follow and stuff, but she's like got like 515,000 followers on Facebook.
Yeah, and I mean that's the thing, and she's really sweet. She's a really nice.
Yeah, very, very, very nice. But she's joining this Zoom call with two fucking ingrates, man. Like that poor girl.
I'm glad one of the comedians weren't here.
I don't.
Eric or Tommy were here. Yeah.
Oh, they would have probably just started fucking with her. I'm not gonna do that. And I mean, I think that I'm kind of funny sometimes, but I wasn't gonna go. I was like, all right, I'm gonna I'm gonna behave because I feel like
in the thread that they chose you and Baker as the winners for Super Fight. So
then they're doing that just because they feel sorry for her because it's bullshit. They just feel they're like, we'll say that their team's gonna win it because we felt sorry for this poor girl who had to deal.
What I did is I also skipped over some of the games because I kind of felt bad because
I felt a little more relaxed once she said that she had played Cards Against Humanity before. So I was like, okay, because she seems like young and sweet and uncorrupted, which is not like we are at all.
Normally with extreme personal questions, they answer the question and they choose one of us to answer the other. I wasn't going to do that because the other question was, what would you like to experiment sexually that you have not done yet? So,
dude, I would have probably given you the stink eye for that one. Now whether or not she could say pass, but it's probably the right call.
If I were to do that, I would definitely say cocaine off of somebody's asshole. That's what I've never done cocaine a day in my life. If someone were to be like, do cocaine off of my ass, I would be like, yeah, sign me up for that. And we also didn't get into Never Have I Ever because I just
I don't never have I ever because I have. I don't know. I don't think that she has. And she seems like an absolute sweetheart, but the vibe, those kind of vibes were not there.
It's not her fault, but I feel like her rep did not let her know what she was getting into with the show. But also,
probably not. If she's just getting scheduled on podcasts, it's probably
the room like I always know with guests like that. Like when we had Angie Wells, shout out to Jeff Perini from the Yo Show. We had Angie Wells on, and she was awesome. Like she was a jazz singer, and she was just going at it with us the whole time. And I was like, fucking awesome.
Well, I mean, dude, that's a personality thing, and it's not anything wrong with people that aren't like that. They're just there's folks that there's like me. I'll talk to fucking anybody that'll that'll have me listen to them. Some people even if she is a musician, and gets on stage and performs in front of people, that doesn't necessarily mean that she's going to be a huge
Yeah, I could
You know.
could tell after a while she kind of had the look on her face like, what the fuck?
Yeah, well, like she expresses herself through her music and when she's on stage or whatever, but it's not
Totally making a song against us. Like that's what's gonna happen. Like, you know,
I would-
like, you know how
dude.
Taylor Swift makes songs about like her like exes and shit. Like she's gonna make a song about like the happy hour.
I would be like that would be like
honored
that would
for
be
something like that.
yeah, dude. Like I'd want a plaque honoring that, like hanging in my house somewhere. You know, like a song written about me for being a filthy ingrate.
What we're gonna do real quick is we're gonna get into never have I ever. So the first one is never have I ever sniffed glue.
I've never done that.
Yeah, I've never done it. I've eaten glue. I've eaten Elmer's glue when I was a child, but I don't think I've ever shoved one of those like nozzles up my nose and just snorted it down like a
Well,
vial of cocaine. Like,
I don't. Well, I'm all.
they
it's
just look
fucked up.
over there.
Hold on.
They're like, Johnny, what are you doing? No.
Yeah, but dude, like, and the fact that I'm correcting you, even though I've never done it, like that's not really how it's done, Ray. Normally, they like with other inhalants, they do the paper bag and then you huff.
Oh, see, like my
Not that I have.
that's like
I have not, but you know,
I have.
I know my way around fucking some mind altering substances in my life. We'll just leave it at that.
And so it's funny because like me, like every so often, I don't know if you get it, but like the older you get, the more hair you get in your ears and your nose. Like I get like more hair in my nose now. So now I get like these weird like crusted boogers that like end up embedded up. And I feel like if you were to put Elmer's glue up there, it's kind of like that equivalent where like you're trying to just dig that shit out with like a spoon in your like drawer. Like you're just trying to just rinse that Elmer's glue out and like use it as like would that work as a wax? Like, do you think you could wax your nose?
Yeah, but it probably doesn't have enough like pull strength. You know what I'm saying? It's still kind of like a little. It's mainly made for paper on paper. You know,
like this with your nose, it would still make like a squishy noise. I feel.
Well, like you know, that band from back in the day. Well, I mean they're touring now, but Wayne Static's dead. But like Static X,
yeah,
the singer looked like the guy from those Slim Jim commercials. Yeah, like where he. But now I've heard. Yeah, I've heard like the trick to shit like that, or like people that have like the really high mohawks is Elmer's glue. That they use it like a hair gel. I'm sure that there's probably other methods of going about it. I just remember hearing that like back in high school that like that was how like you could keep it like, you know. I've never had enough hair to do that kind of shit. I don't know how people can grow their hair out like that after like if I go like over a month or so without a haircut, like it starts driving me fucking insane.
I just got my haircut, and shout out to Jason. Jason was like, Ray, I seen you got your haircut. It looks good. He said he needs one himself, but like me, like my hair gets like long.
Hey Ray, you look pretty sharp today.
Yeah, like my hair, like
you're not wearing a hat, so yeah, you can tell that's definitely a fresh cut.
It's not from my hat. Like my wife hates it when I shave and get my hair cut short. Like she likes my hair a little bit longer, like something that like she can kind of like rub her hands through or whatever and all that shit. Or like she loves it when I have facial hair. She hates it when I'm clean shaven.
Like, this look is
and like my hair sticks out from my hat. I'm like, once it starts like ringling, like curling out from my hat. No, it's just got to.
Well, I mean, I still like, you know, with work and all that. I have a sweaty fucking forehead, and I mean, like, which like that sucks anyway. But like, if I have like hair, like longer hair, I hate when it gets like all up in the, you know, it just feels so dirty. Like, like that's why. And now, you know, I wear a bandana on stage and shit because like, I don't know. It's a fashion statement, but like there's a function for it. It's just usually when I'm up on stage, I hate when there's like, because outside I wear contacts, and like if I get a bunch of sweat in my eyes, like you know, it just like feels like the rest of my eyeballs.
When you're trying to cut the grass and you're wearing like you're weed whacking, you're wearing glasses over your eyes so you don't get like a projectile, and it starts.
Yeah, I just wear my sunglasses.
Weather like so. Here's another one. So I think this one's going to be a no across the board.
You never know.
Never have I ever told my boyfriend that my ex had a bigger dick.
Well, dude, this isn't applicable in either one of us. So I'll pick another one. Can you skip that one?
I can skip that one. So I actually ended up pulling 4 by accident. So this one is never have I ever made a business call on the toilet. I actually have. So I have actually set stuff up for this show with people while I've been taking like just a stage 5 shit on like the toilet, just like a brutal, like I just ate Taco Bell and my system isn't agreeing with me. Like the bottom doors are just fucking falling out shit.
I have not, but then again, like I don't like. I could see it being way more feasible for you, especially setting stuff up with this show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially like if you're somebody's trying to get a hold of somebody and trying to line stuff up and shit like that. But like most of all the stuff, I mean, the booking of the bands and shit, like you do way more of these podcasts than I do gigs. I don't think I've done any gig at all whatsoever where any of the business was handled actually over the phone. It was always like text or email, you know?
And so here's the other one. This one is never have I ever used a company credit card for reasons other than work. I actually have not, because
me either.
Companies I work for track that shit.
Yeah. You would get busted like quick as shit. Like I mean, I have a company like credit card, but it's just for fuel and DEF in my truck. If anything else was to ring up for it whatsoever, they would immediately know.
Yeah,
so
when I worked for, I'm not going to say the copier company, but I worked for a copier company that's down in Cockeysville, and they were like, they didn't even give us like a global fleet card or anything like that. Like that's what I have currently where I'm at. Like I can use it anywhere. They gave us a card right around the corner was a Carroll Fuel that filled up their fucking fuel trucks, and it had a fucking chip on it. That's all it had. And you could only use it at that Carroll Fuel. And I was like, so if I run out of gas in like fucking Frederick, I can't use this fucking card. Like,
but their response is going to be fuel up before you leave.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I get that that's a little bit more of a headache. When I was, we got rid of them. I wish we would bring them back, but we used to have a contract with Penske.
Okay.
And they were like we're in Hollis Fair. They're like right down the street, and you can pull in there, and the guy they literally have like a fuel attendant, and he fuels you up. And then like if there's like so silly shit like on one of my marker lights is out.
Yeah.
Like I can just holler at them unless it's something major. They'll come right out and they'll fix it for me. And like. Yeah. Sometimes they were a little bit slow
as well. Like at my job, I bitch at them all the time for why don't we have someone like a Penske take care of this? Because I got flagged at a way station in Jersey because my back turn signal was out. For 2 fucking hours.
What kind of truck are you still a pickup or?
It's just a regular box truck, just a regular like 10-foot high, like
20 foot, like 24-foot box,
like 20 foot box. I've driven like the longer ones, like the one. Have air brakes that are like right before Class B. That's what we had at my old job, but this one's just a smaller box. And I'm just.
So you just have a DOT card that you don't have a CDL? Okay. All right. We have a couple non-CDL drivers, and I like to strut around and act like I'm higher and mightier than them because I fucking am. I also have the hazmat and tanker endorsement, but like we carry refrigerant, but like we only our big customers like. It's like during the spring they'll like pull me off my route because like BG Home, they'll get like 20 pallets of that shit at the well they're huge. Well, they're Constellation Energy or whatever the fuck now. It's the same shit. But yeah, like I then with that you have to put the placards on and all that bullshit. So yeah. Hey, a side note. I'm going to do this before the end of it anyway. This coming Saturday,
I ask you about your shows and all that.
Yeah, this is our last show, probably at least for a couple months, because we want to finish up recording and shit. Like we still have 2 other songs that they're done, aside from like finishing touches. We started doing some shows. We're all adults. We all have jobs and shit. So like we get to it when we can. But it's going to be like this show, and then we're probably going to be away. It's definitely our last show of the summer. Okay. So it's July 29th, which is this Saturday. It's at the Pie Shop, which is in DC. It's really
delicious.
Yeah, well, it's a dope spot, man. Like downstairs, like they have like it's like almost like a little sit down restaurant or like carry out kind of thing. Nice. Well, and I mean you can just order like a slice, but it's not like all they have is like apple. They have like savory pies. Really? Like when I was there last time, I got a big slice of it was like a chicken pot pie, like a big slice of it. with gravy on it do fucking tremendous. And like they'll do that. They do quiches.
A massive boner for that pie right now.
Yeah, dude. No, well, hey, dude, you come the fuck out. You come out there, get you a slice of pie, and then upstairs they have a bar and a venue, and it's solid. You know, like
once we start doing a local feature fully fermented again, we need to come out and feature you guys.
I would love it. Yeah, we would love it. I mean, like all the bandmates. I mean, like I'm the most talkative one out of the. I'm the one that yaps at everybody anyway.
Well, you know me. I can talk to anybody. I can get anything out of almost anybody. Like Baker was a little hard, but I still got a little bit of something.
Yeah, right. Like, but I'm saying the bandmates, just because like you share our stuff and all that, they all like you. they don't know you or whatever. They have checked it out and stuff like at times. The one that I heard from a bunch of checked in for like the Rumble, and they're like, bro, that was a lot going on. I'm like, yeah, you're telling me.
the Rumble is still a work in progress because we've done 2, and it's.
I love the concept. I just don't think that 30 might be a little much, and I think that you need to rule with an iron fist as far as like everyone is muted except for who is talking at that time.
Next year we're going to mute everybody who's not talking, and next year's Rumble is going to be everybody's muted except for who's talking, and the first round is going to be 30 seconds with only one hot tag. That's all you get is one hot tag. And the hot tag hurts you because people were using it to save each other and shit. Like the hot tag is if you give that hot tag to somebody and they get it wrong, you're eliminated. If they
or just eliminate any of that shit altogether and just streamline it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like I understand it was a good idea,
boom,
yeah, just bang through it. Like, you know, hey, listen, like this is something special. If you wanted to listen to like a regular episode, all of these people have been on there before.
Yeah.
Listen to those episodes. When we're on the Rumble thing, it's just like some special one-off thing.
Yeah. And that's kind of what it is. Yeah.
And just make it short, sweet, no mercy, to the point, you know.
So this coming year, June of 2024, it's going to be a lot different. It's going to be 30 seconds round 1, 15 seconds round 2. If a round 3 is needed, it's going to go to 10 seconds. And, you know, once we got to 30 and 15 seconds, people just going to answer that shit quick enough. So, and that's the thing. I want to get it done, you know, quick.
Yeah, for sure.
We don't have a producer or anything like that. So
I'm not done talking about my show. Hold on a minute. When we're not headlining. I know. Actually, I'm still waiting for a schedule. I think we're playing later in the bill. But my homies in Orlando Furioso are headlining. They're a hardcore band out of DC, and I love those guys dearly. And they just dropped a new EP called Voices. It's like on Spotify, all that stuff already. Everyone is like, so who's Orlando? None of them are. The name Orlando Furioso refers to, it's like an old Italian epic poem. Oh. And now, but the other problem is that the singer Nick, he does have a Facebook profile. He has a band page, and then he has a Facebook profile that goes also by Orlando Furioso. I'm like, this is why motherfuckers are going to call you Orlando. I was like, because I don't remember anybody's name, but we're friends on social media. It sticks. I was like, but his name's Nick. And no, he's not from Orlando either. None of them are. Yeah, that place has got really, like, they got a great sound setup upstairs. It's also with Cropsy, which is a hardcore band from New Jersey. Dragons at Noon, which is like it's like a punk project with a bunch of guys from like some other New Jersey hardcore bands, and a band Dreading, which I've heard great things about, which is from around Maryland. Place got, you know, drinks and stuff. It's a dope spot. Great out. Like they have a deck out back that's really fucking dope. It's gonna be hot as fuck from what I see this weekend. But I'm very much so looking forward to that. So anyone listening in the DC area, bring your asses to the pie shop Saturday. I think it's like $13 or something like that. It's gonna be a raging fucking good time. It gets rowdy in that place. We're gonna be bringing the heat. It's gonna be awesome.
Make sure you follow Matt and Scissor Fist. Like, Matt, brother, we still need to get to an Orioles game. Matt's become a good friend of the show.
Yeah, I haven't been to any of those games. I mean, I watched this whole weekend. I need to get some minor league games too. I'm mad as shit. Did you see the like, you know, like Bowie Bay Sox will sometimes do like the alternate team names and shit. Yeah, like Saturday they were the Bowie Pit Beef.
Oh, that's
bro, and they had hats.
The buoy meat curtains. Please tell me they had meat curtain hats.
Dude, no, it's like a fucking. It was just. It's like a red hat, red jersey, and on the hat, it's just like a pit beef sandwich.
Oh,
and I was like, I need this fucking hat. And like a buddy of mine was there, and he was like, dude, they're like, he's like the hats that they had, like the team store were like wiped out. Motherfuckers bought the shit out of those pit beef hats. Oh, yeah, so I shared it on my Facebook if you want to go check the uniform out. I'm going to. Yeah, it was fucking. I was like, man, that's fucking hysterical.
That's amazing. And Matt, one thing I wanted to say to you is, of course, we changed it at the HHPod Rumble. Every 6 months, we're going to update the intro to. You've been on the show, you see the intro. We're going to update the intro theme. Right now, it's Creatures by Roses Unread. When we come to December, when that expires, we want to do Scissor Fist.
Okay.
Make sure wherever you guys are in December, whether you have a new song or a certain song in mind, when we get to December, shoot us a song that we can cut up into like a little, like, you know. Yeah,
dude, absolutely. Just remind me. I mean, honestly, the last song that I played on here where it was like a premiere, that might be the one I still would maybe have you use, but
yeah,
I don't know that 100% sure. Let me wrap up and see what how these other songs turn out or whatever, and what the guys say. So, but.
What we're going to go ahead and get ready to wrap up here on YouTube Live. And we're going to be back again next weekend. Next weekend is, again, another double shot weekend because we have a huge demand for guests. You may have saw it during our ad segment, the upcoming stuff. Of course, Sawyer Cassidy is going to be with us next Friday. She's an adult film star. And then also, why can't I remember the other girl?
The name like Sawyer, I think, was this like a fucking down south wrestler or something like that?
Yeah, I saw Sawyer Cassidy.
Yeah, like in my head, I'm just thinking like a wrestler who probably wears coveralls to the ring.
Yeah, and then Gracie Baby will be joining us next Sunday at 4 p.m. And also our good friend Janine Jericho, who is a feature dancer. She's going to be coming in to guest co-host. So I'm trying to get a lot of people back that we've had on the show before to come back, but in a guest co-host type role to kind of interact with some of our other guests, which are always kind of fun. So that's going to be next weekend here on the Happy Hour podcast. Matt, as always, brother, thank you. I just got a couple things to say once we conclude. If you can hang out for a minute or two.
Sure.
We're done. So what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and wrap up here on YouTube Live. Make sure you click the subscribe button. Make sure you go over, follow Baker Grace. Make sure you follow Matt and Scissor Fist. If you guys are into metal.
Scissor Fist Metal on all the socials.
Yeah. Where can they find you guys at, Matt?
It's like at Scissor Fist Metal, all one word, and that's like all the socials. And then basically, if you want to listen to the music, we're on every streaming apparatus known to mankind. Just it's one word. That's the only thing I have to specify to people. It's Scissor Fist, no space in the middle. It's just one word. So awesome. Type that into your Google and
into the Google machine.
Well, yeah.
Jason in the live stream asked if you are going to be going to Exotica with us in November.
I kind of would like to, but I don't know. I don't know, man. There would have to be a whole lot. There would have to be discussions, and there would have to be.
Trust me, bro. I understand.
And finances. I'm not saying no.
Yeah,
but it'd probably be a better idea to ask me in October. Like if it's not until November.
Trust me, I understand. And what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and conclude here on YouTube Live. This will finish our episode right here, this special Sunday night. Make sure you go over, if you haven't checked it out yet, make sure you check out episode 171, which we filmed this past Friday. It's on our YouTube now. Our featured guest was supposed to be Taylor Tanella, but she was stuck in the air. She flew via Spirit Airlines, which if anybody's flown Spirit, they know the deal with that. She ended up, her flight was late. She couldn't make the show. So we're working on a reschedule now, but it ended up being myself, Matt, and Tommy Sambazo, and it was hilarious. Make sure you check out that episode. Click the subscribe button. Go over, buy some merchandise. We have so many fucking different shirts available. We're always dropping different logos and different stuff to try to, appease everybody. So, but no, we appreciate the support. We do have some stuff coming up with Team Skeet. We've done some stuff with Team Skeet before in the past. I don't want to really kind of say what's going on with that quite yet, but there have been a little bit of talks this week with some stuff with Team Skeet. So we will be, kind of revealing that maybe hopefully sometime this week, maybe tomorrow, sometime later on in the week, of what we're doing with Team Skeet. So, make sure you stay tuned and, follow us over at www.thehhpod.com. That's where you can find all of our info. I'm going to make sure I link Matt and Scissor Fist to the website, because all of our friends, we link to the website now.
Thank you.
So, so this is going to conclude our episode, and we will see you guys next time